Welcome, fellow learners. When you want to extract answers from a large corpus of text data using a large language model, you typically use a retrieval augmented generation or RAG approach. The first step in this approach is to efficiently split the large chunk of text. This is where character splitters and recursive character splitters comes to the rescue. These tools are essential for breaking down text into manageable pieces, especially when dealing with large documents or processing text in smaller chunks for tasks like summarization or even training large language models. In this video, we will explore how these splitters work by analyzing their source code and examining their output by implementing them in Langchain. Alright, let's start by looking at the character splitters first. So this is the whole chunk that we are going to pass to our character splitter and recursive character splitter and see how does those splitters perform. So this is basically 5 paragraph text chunk that we are going to utilize. So let's first import this character text splitter from Langchain. So we can import from langchain.text splitter. We can import this character text splitter. Once we have this character text splitter, we can create object of this character splitter. So we can basically pass different parameters to it, and then we can create this. So few of the parameters that we can pass is like chunk size. So chunk size is basically the size of the each document that we want to split this whole text chunk into. So let's start by 100. We can also pass like chunk overlap. This is basically the count of chunk that we want to overlap in the next chunk from the previous chunk. So let's keep it to 0 at start, and then we will see it in further steps. So now we are having this character splitter. So the next, we can utilize create document function from this character text splitter to basically split this whole chunk. So we will use this create document function from it. One more thing is like this create document function need a list as an input. So we will create this list until we are having a number of input with us. So as for now, we are only having this one text chunk. So we will be creating and passing this as a list. Once we have done that, we will get our all splitted documents. We can print those documents. So yeah, so you can see these are the documents have been created. This is the first one, this is the second one, and similarly third, fourth, fifth one. One more thing that you would see is like there is a warning 4 times. There is a warning like created a chunk size of 439, which is longer than a specified 100. So as we have already defined, the chunk size should be not more than 100, but still it is creating chunk size of 439. So what's the problem here? So if you see, for this character splitter, we need to have separators. Okay. So first let's see what is the separator here. So if you see, this is the separator \n, which is mostly treated as a new paragraph separator. So if we go to the source code for this character text splitter, so you can go to the source code from where you have installed this library, this character text splitter library. In Windows, you can find out it into the environment. Let's say I have created in this my HGFace environment. You can find it out under side packages and then the Langchain text splitters. So there are two main file over here, base and character. So I have basically opened both of these two files. So if you see in this character.py file, both functions are there, both classes are there, character text splitter and then basically recursive character text splitter. So let's first see this character text splitter. So if you see, this is the character text splitter and it is basically inheriting this text splitter class. So this text splitter class is basically coming from this base.py file. So this is the text splitter class that it is being inherited. So if you see, in the second line of code, we are using this create document function to basically split these text chunk into different n number of documents according to the chunk size. But if you see, there are only two functions in this character text splitter, init and split text. So it must be using that create document function from its base class, that is text splitter. So you can see this is the text splitter class, and there is a function named create document over here. So what it does, this create document function basically takes all the text. So as in our case we are only having one text chunk, but as we are passing the list to it, it requires list as an input. It basically takes all those list of text chunk and then enumerate or iterate over it to basically split those text chunk into different number of chunks. So it first uses this self dot split text to split all those text. So if we go to this split text function, this is basically an abstract method. So it must be implemented in its basically inherited class. So here in character text splitter, they have implemented this split text, and they have created different. They have utilized different functions over here. So the two functions are split text with regex, and another one is merge split. So they are using separator over here. So in our case, as we have seen, the separator is backslash and backslash n. So that will be utilized, and it will just simply split this whole text into that backslash and backslash n. So as we have seen in the data, it is basically consist of these 5 paragraph data. It will split this text into these 5 different chunks on the basis of these basically 4, you can say, new paragraph backslash and separators. It will split that, and then it will apply this merge split function. As it is implemented in this base class, this is text splitter, there is already a function, or you can say method already been implemented. This merge split method already been implemented. If we go to this merge split method, we would found out like this merge split method. How does this work? It basically takes all those splits. In our case, like it would be all 5 splits, and if the length of that split, or basically one particular, you can say, text chunk is basically greater than the chunk size, it would directly add it to the our good split basically list, this current doc, or you can say the complete doc part. So that is the case happening over here. So once it has basically split it out in these 5 paragraphs, and then it will go to that this merge split function, and it will see like this 439 is greater than 100. It will directly provide us as an output. So what we can do here? So the first thing that comes to our mind, we need to change our separator. So to change our separator, we can use a different separator which comes more often than that backslash and backslash n. As like that backslash and new paragraph separator only comes 4 times. So we could choose something like space or comma or this full stop as our separator. So we can do this over here directly. So like we can do this like character splitter dot separator equals to this space, and then let's see how does this output changes. So then again use this character splitter dot create document. So copy this and just paste it over here, and let's see how does this work. Great. Now you can see there are different number of documents have been created. Like you can see the first one is a lot smaller than the 4 documents or 5 documents that has been created over here, and you can see these are the documents have been created. So so let's print out the length of these documents. So let's say print out this for doc in docs, and we can print length of these documents. So length of these for each of the document we can print this page content is already string, so we can get a length of this string directly dot page content, and you can see like it is 100, it is less than 100 every time. So once it is more than 100, it will basically jumps to this next document, or basically create next document, and if it is close to 100, it will basically add it to the basically the final document part. So this way we can see that we need to create a good separator. We need to basically use a good separator which comes more often, such that we can create a good number of splits using this character text splitter. So now let's see how does this character text splitter make changes to our input big chunk, input text chunk. So what we can do, we can basically color code each of these document into different colors such that we can see the difference, like at which character it is basically changing. So for that purpose, we can utilize a library named term color. So it will basically convert the string to a different color format. So we will be importing two modules from it, colors and colored. So this colors model is basically having different number of colors in it. There is a dictionary and it is having different colors. Let's use the different colors from it and convert it into a list. So let's convert this dictionary into a list and take keys from it. So we can do this by colors.keys. Once we are having this colors, what we can do, we can again iterate over each of the document in that output chunk document. So this we can do, and then we can basically use the colored module from that term color library, and then basically color each of these documents. So for each of these document, we can fetch the page content from this as it is a string, and then basically use this colors list from it. One more thing that we need to consider is the length of this document would be different from the length of this color, and it might be more than the length of the colors. So what we can do is we can basically create a cycle. So like we can use this cycle, like once the length of this increases more than the length of this color, it will again go back to black color, or basically the 0th index. So for that part, we can do is like we need to use the enumerate to fetch the index of this each of this document also. So do that, and then we can utilize this index, and then we can basically take the remainder of this index by dividing it with the length of colors. So in this way, basically it will never give us the out of bound error, and it will convert this into the particular color of this library using this library. One more thing we can do is like we need to create an output str, so output string, where we will be seeing our final output. So let's do that, and then append at each step or for each of the documents, and let's see how does this gives us the output for final output string. So one more thing, like we need to print it, use the print such that it basically format it. Yeah, so now you can see it has given us this output. So like the first let's change this black color. We should not use this black color as it is not visible clearly. So let's print it out, this color function, and only use this color till gray, or yeah, not even gray also, let's use it till red only. So use this, and then we can do something like this. We can only fetch this gray color till red color. Okay, so now we are having this colors. Instead of this colors, we will be using this color and then length of this color, and yeah, so now we are okay. So yeah, you can see it now how it is basically changing our input large text chunk. Like you can see till this it is in one chunk, and after this it is in next chunk till here. But the thing you would see is like this particular chunk is just splitting it irrespective of its context from the sentence. Like this sentence completes over here, but it is still chunk it out over here as per the number of chunks we have provided. So that creates a problem when we will be using this splitted documents in the downstream task, like any RAG based approach or something. So there must be a something better way to do this. So yes, like we can use recursive character text splitter to make this splitting in a better formatted way. So let's see how does this recursive character text splitter works in this case. So let's first import this. We can import this recursive character text splitter from the same module langchain.text splitter. We can import this recursive character text splitter, and again we need to create an object of it. So we will name this just like splitter, and we will create this recursive character text splitter. We can again pass the same argument like chunk size. Uh, this chunk size as in 100. Let's take same chunk size as chunk overlap. Overlap this one, and we can keep it as 0 as we have done for the previous character text splitter. Now we are having our splitter. Let's first see what are the different separators that we are having over here. So as you remember, the earlier we were using a space as a separator, as the backslash and new paragraph separator was not giving us good result. So in this case, let's see what are the different separators it is using. So we can do this by splitter.separators. Now you can see there is a list of separators that this recursive character text splitter is using. So if we go to its source code, so we can go to this character.py file as we have seen in this character text splitter. There is another class implemented recursive character text splitter. And if we go to this recursive character text splitter, and in this split function of this, we would see like it would be using each of the separator. And how does this work? Like it will first split the whole text chunk into by using the first separator. So let's say in this case it is this backslash and this paragraph, new paragraph separator. And once it has done that, if you see in this code here, over here, once it has done that, it will first check if the length of that split, or the basically splitted each of the split is less than the length of the chunk size, or basically the length of the chunk size. If it is less than that, it would make it as a good split, as it has already been used this first separator. And if it is more than the chunk size, what it will do, it will basically recursively call again the next separators, and then again split this particular chunk to further downstream chunks, such that it can get the better good results from this chunking. So it will do this by recursion using these different separators. So let's see this, how does this gives us the result. So again use that create document function. So let's use that again, docs. We can use this splitter dot create documents. Then we need to pass that text as a list also. We have done that, and let's again we can use the same code as we have already implemented this code, and let's see how does this gives us the colored result too. So yeah, so let's see. Now you can see one thing you would notice is like it is not basically separated as we have in our original text. As you can see, original text is separated by different new paragraph separator. So what we need to do is like we need to pass few arguments over here. So one is basically strip white space. So by default this parameter is true. So if we keep it as true, it will basically remove all the white spaces at the end of each of the chunk which has been generated through this split. So we need not to do that. And another one is keep separator. So what this keep separator would do, by default it is false. So it would not keep the separators like backslash and or slash and or space at the end of each of the chunk after the split. So we need to make it as true, such that it would basically keep those separators in the split also. So let's run this one, and let's see how does this give us result. So I think this should work. Yeah, this time it worked. One thing you would notice is this time it is more better output. Like in previous one, you would see like it is stripping even in between a word also. So that would not see in this case. It is splitting with respect to spaces, but not even not with respect to the word only. So what has changed over here? Like this is basically a recursive character text splitter. So it will go through recursion, and it will basically split through these one. So the thing is, like, we are using chunk size as 100 over here. So once let's improve, basically increase this chunk size, and let's see how does this make changes to our output. So let's use this and then copy paste this one directly, and let's see the results. So let's use this chunk size to something 500 or 600 something. So let's say 600 or something. Then yeah, so now you can see, like, chunk size is 600, and it has basically perfectly chunked out this document into this complete whole text chunk into different documents, which are basically separator of these paragraphs. So what we can see over here is, like, this way, with recursive character text splitter, we can get the better results with respect to the character text splitter. So whenever you are in a hurry, you want to implement a text splitter in your application. Like if you are implementing a RAG application and you want a character text splitter, never start with a character text splitter. Always start with a recursive character text splitter, and you would get a basic results. So there are other text splitters also, like you can use document splitters also, where you would be like using markdown splitters. So let's say there are different other input types are, like, there are a lot of image input, there are a lot of document PDF input, there are a lot of inputs like HTML or markdown inputs. So you can use those document splitters also, where you would be basically creating these separators based on the type of document. So let's say you are having a Python code with you. So those separators would be kind of the class, the keyword would be class, or basically the different other one like a break or something. Those kind of keywords would be there. So instead of these separators, these English text separators, you would be using those particular language separators. Other splitters are also like semantic separators. There you can utilize embeddings to basically split out the whole document. So you can use any embedding model and then convert these whole text chunk into different embeddings, and then basically find out the similarity between different chunks, so that they can be kept separate or kept with each other as one chunk. So in this way you can utilize these different splitters. So my suggestion is to basically use these basically use it in different examples, use it with different examples, test it out and see how does these performs. I hope you got a good understanding about character text splitter and recursive character text splitter in this video. Thanks for making till the end of this video. Goodbye until the next time.